I'm not sure if I'm live yet. There we go. Hey, what's up, traders? Welcome to Forex Gym. I hope you are doing well. So this is a live daily Forex analysis for 3rd of April 2020. So we're gonna jump in and start analyzing the currencies. So I'm gonna start analyzing with the 4 currency pairs I did mention on my chart before. So I'm going to go through this again. So we're going to start with the euro against US dollar, followed by so US dollar against Swiss franc, US dollar against Canada, and euro against British pound. So this is the 4 currencies I'm going to be analyzing. Also, if you have any questions or any particular currency you want me to analyze, just let me know on the chats on your right, and then I will be checking that. I'll be analyzing afterwards. So we're going to jump into the MetaTrader and start analyzing the currency pairs. So let's do the euro against US dollar. So it's USDCAD. So euro against US dollar. There we go. So let's have a look at these currencies, starting with the daily charts. We can see in here the prices are breaking down now. It's solidly coming down. And if we have a look at so I think that the price is heading towards this direction for at the very minimum. This daily low down here, it's 107.90 zone down here. And let's have a look at the shorter time frame. So this is a 4-hourly chart. I do want to see a bit of a retracement. Let's see on the hourly chart. We need a retracement on the hourly chart. So this candle already closed for the 7 a.m. one. Now we got the 8 a.m. one. And I definitely want to see this to come up here at 108.40 zone. Actually, let me see. Let me set the oops, wrong one. Let me set the reminder. That's a very good, put the alert just in case I'm busy and I missed that. So the price came down. So we got this 1 hourly low here. So it might have a bit of a bounce. That's what I'm hoping. So if the price have a bounce and comes up to, where is it? It's 108, about 108.40 zone, which is about 10 pips, so it's not that far away. Actually, let's have a look at the, yeah, it might not give me the setup I want, so I'm gonna be observing. But this is a good area to get into the short side. So we can see that the price is breaking down on a higher time frame, and the highs generally as a good zone to get onto the short side. However, in my case, there's a hope that it gives me a setup. But for now, a bit more observation. But that's a very good entry because we got another 10-15 pips away, so it's not that far. So I'll be looking for that one to get onto the short side. Maybe let's evaluate. It could be the price could go even higher at 108.50 areas, which is another 10 pips higher. But we're gonna use this one as of the entry. So let's call it 108.40. And for the stop losses, we're gonna use, let's give it 20 pips. 20 pips is a good 20 to 25 pips. Let's say 20 pips. Excuse me. So 20 pips will be a good good stop loss on that one. And if the price comes up, because we have this daily pivot up here, which has not been tested yet, so the price might want to gravitate towards it. But the way it looks right now, I do not think it will do it, because there's quite a bit of a down pressure for these currency pairs, and I see they will want to have a follow through. So for this one will be the first entry in here, and if the price starts breaking and gets the we get the stop out, then in that case I would be looking to, actually this one will be too far. So for the, depending how the candles come up, if they don't show too much strength, too much bullish candles, then I will be looking to get onto a short side again up to this daily pivot in here, but for now this one looks more solid. I might need to reanalyze if the price comes up that high. So now we see that it doesn't even having a bounce, so it continues, but there's still a good amount of time the price does that. Price might want to come down and take out this low before it bounces up to the this 108.40 zone. As of the targets, we would be looking, so 108.40 will be the first entry. 108.40, actually on here we will 107.85, let's call it 107.90, so that's a 50 pips. Does not really satisfy my risk rewards criteria, but it's good for the more than 1 to 2, so 1 to 2.5 on that one. So I might even use a shorter stop loss. I can get away with a 15. I don't think I will get away with a 15 pip stop, so 40.55 would be the 15 pips. Yeah, I might need to reanalyze. But if you're happy taking the trade, if it's 1 to 2.5 risk reward, then it's a good risk reward. I just personally like to take 1 to 3 risk reward or higher. Just it fits my strategy. That's why I do that. But if you are happy to take the 1 to 2 risk reward is good. But then it comes up to your personal preference, your strategy. So. But that will be a good risk reward on that. Okay, that was the euro against USD, and we're gonna go to wrong one. We're gonna move to USD against Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc. Right, this currency looks interesting. Now it's going higher. On here we have this nice bullish candles. It's popping up in the last couple of days, especially the yesterday's one. We have this strong bullish candle. Now it's continues. It wants to edge higher. We have these spike highs, so the price does like to come up and take out these spike highs. Reason why? Because generally on the highs or lows there are a lot of orders, and of course market is here to fulfill orders. So that's why if it's too many, enough orders there, then price will gravitate towards it to fulfill that orders. So orders can be stop losses, the entry, so it can be any of that. There are orders. So we're gonna see what the price is gonna do, if it's gonna come up here and have a retracement. But for now, it's looking fairly strong towards upside. I do want to see. Let's drill down to the shorter time frames. I do want to see the price coming up to this weekly. Was it weekly earlier? I was looking. This weekly R1 is at. Let's zoom in. What was it? 9771. Around the same level as daily R1, and weekly R1 is around the same level. It's about 7 pips difference. Is not a huge difference between them, so it's pretty much the same. So I do want to see the price to come up a bit higher and test this daily R1, or at least to show me that the price gonna push a bit higher. The reason why, so I do want to see the price coming up here and close around 97.70 zone, around here or just about below this daily R1. And then once it does that, if it doesn't leave this kind of candle here, we see this kind of inverted hammer candle or the doji. I don't want to see any candles like that. So if the price comes up just below the daily R1 and it leaves something like this bullish candle, or even this one is good enough, then I would be waiting for this one to retrace lower. So let's say the price came up here, and then I will be looking for the price to retrace down to these lows. We got these lows here on the hourly chart that should act as a decent support. So we'll be looking around 97.55 zone. So if the price comes up at 97.70, we want to see another 15 pip retracement or pullback, and then I would be looking to short that for sure to run it to the price. Let's calculate what's the risk reward on that. Actually, I haven't calculated. So let's say we go into 97.55. Just call it for simplicity. It can be the numbers can vary. So 97.55, that will require the 20 pip stop on that one will be good. So 20 or even 25 can come down here, but I would give it a 20. 20 pips will be enough on that. You can do 25 as well. So let's say we got into 97.55 for the target. Would be looking so up to these highs. Let's see if it's gonna. It should be not that bad. We got these lows down here, but I think the price will want to gravitate towards that high. I think it's going to be a lot of traders putting the orders to these for the take profit orders to these high, because it looks way more stronger than just these too low down here. We've got the multiple. There's a lot more price action going on in this area at 98. The 1930 zone around that area. So we go on 97.55 and take off at 98.35. That will be was 80 to 85 pip rewards, and if we take 20 pip stop, that will give us a good 1 to 4, just over 1 to 4 risk reward. So that's pretty good. Anything, I mentioned that before, but I'm going to mention it, anything more than 1 to 2 is very good. You need to aim for, it's good to aim for 1 to 2 risk reward at the very minimum. There are exceptions. If you are a new trader, let's say you're a complete beginner, then 1 to 1.5 is good. The reason why, because when you have a higher risk reward, then that means you're going to have more losing trades, and when you are a new trader, your mindset is not developed, and it will be difficult for you psychologically to cope with that losing trades. Like you can easily have like 5-6 trades in a row, like losing trades in a row, and that will be very difficult to cope with, especially when you're a new trader. Like I've been trading for quite some time, quite a few years now, and then I can cope with that. But there are times when I have maybe 6 losing trades in a row, then I already feel it, and that's where the self-awareness comes in. I'm gonna be covering self-awareness because it's very highly underrated, and it plays a huge role in trading and your trading success. So I'm going to be covering that in my future videos. So that's a big thing. You need to clock that, but that will come with an experience. Once you have that experience, that if you have, maybe you have a bad day and you have, let's say, 6 losing trades, and you're feeling it, that maybe you're getting angry depending on personality, then you need to clock that and say, okay, I'm gonna take a step back, maybe not trade on that day, because the worst thing you can do is just a revenge trade, and that's gonna get you into a deeper hole. So let's go to, so on this one, as we discussed, it was 1 to 4 risk rewards. So we're done with the US dollar against Swiss franc, so that's a decent. So we're gonna see that if it's gonna play out in the next hour or two on this. Also, the one more thing, this is a non-farm payroll day today, so make sure when you put the trade, you are not very close to the non-farm payroll out. The non-farm payroll is coming out at 1:30 UK time, so make sure you don't put the trade at, I don't know, 1:25 and have like 15 or 20 pips stop, because the non-farm payroll can have a very big impact. The market moves a lot. It can move 100 or 200 pips or even more, depending what the news is gonna be. And if you're gonna have such a tight stop, then you're gonna suffer a big slippage, which we do not want to have it. And if you're not using stop loss, then I would strongly suggest you to use the stop loss, because that will save you for you to blow your account and lose the entire account, which we definitely want to avoid. So 1:30 UK time, so you can calculate if you're trading, especially the US dollar. I don't think the any results for the non-farm payroll is going to be anything positive, because we know what's going on around the world, so it's going to be only negative. We got 3 news out. It's not only non-farm. We got the let's go to the Forex factory and have a look at that. Oops, no, the Friday. So we got the average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and we got unemployment rate as well. So there's 3 key news that normally has a huge impact on the market, especially the US dollar. So keep that in mind when you are taking a trade. Right, let's move to what we have. US dollar against Canada. Right, so MetaTrader. US dollar against Canada. This one's going nicely. US dollar against Canada. Where is Canada? No. Oh, there. Okay, starting with the daily charts. So this currency is being a bit choppy on the higher time frame. We can see when we go to, let's have a look at this one. So we see that these candles, we're putting this kind of indecision candles, got this hammer candles. I really don't like this seeing them, because that adds more kind of uncertainty where it wants to go, even though we have the trend on the long side. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly chart. So we can see that on the 4-hourly chart, the price is just going up and down. It's tested the trend line yesterday on the 4-hourly time frames. We have this trend line. This is already a number of times it's been tested, but the prices can't really manage to break that yet. So now it's coming back up. I do want to see, I was looking at about an hour ago, so I do want to see the price to break either this trend line and shows what it wants to do. I don't like to having a trades on when the markets are choppy. So in this one, for the time frame now, on the daily time frame, it looks pretty choppy on these occasions, even though the big picture is up. But I still want to see, I do want to see this one either go and break this trend line, or break down to, at least to come down and break this low down here. So either one of them. And because we have a non-farm payrolls, that's going to affect the market. So you don't want to just get onto the trade and then you get chopped around until the non-farm payrolls is out, and then you most likely going to get stopped out, or you might get lucky and get the direction right, but that will come to you're gonna be gambling in a way, just putting your luck, like, okay, if I'm gonna guess it, and then if you guess it right, you might end up making a lot. But if you guess it number of times every single month, then there's gonna be a good few occasions then you're gonna be wrong and you're gonna lose the big money. So for now, I would want to see when the price comes up here at 142.20 zone. I'll put this marker here, but I do want to see the price to coming higher. So we're gonna see when the price comes up here and how it's gonna look like. For now, the way it looks like on the 4-hourly chart, that excuse me, it does not really demonstrate much of the strength in here. So there's a chance that the price wants to come up and then start collapse down. So when the price, let me bring up a snippet that will be easier to explain. When the price, so now we can see that in here. So that's the area I'm going to be explaining. So let me just get rid of that. So we can see that the price is coming up like this. So when the price does that, generally, so if the price comes up here, then when it hits that major something like the resistance, we have the trend line and we have these highs. So when the price comes up here, when it does that, not always, but when it does that, price, what happens normally when the price comes up, let's say the price came up to this level, then it's gonna be massive orders coming off. Maybe a lot of take profits, a lot of traders taking off the profits, and there's going to be a lot of traders going onto the short side. So when that happens, the price comes up here and then starts to have that aggressive reaction towards downside. So that could happen, not always, of course, but that is the possibility that can happen. So I'm gonna see how the price is gonna come up there and how the candle is gonna look like. It's pretty much the same on the hourly chart. So we're gonna see how this one's gonna do it. If the price comes up strong, then I would want to see that the price breaks this zone, the break of this, the trend line, as well as these highs, and we got this spike high, so we need to be aware of that. For now, I do want to see either showing me some strength or show more weakness, but for now it looks more weak than strong, unless it will demonstrate bullish strength. So we got about 40 minutes before this candle is closed, so that's plenty of time, or whatever the market's gonna do. It's coming up now, but it does not, it's a bit too early to judge on that. So we're gonna see. In the case of, I don't want to say any possible stop losses or profit targets, because it's not very clear, and I don't want to say it and then someone might take my word for that and take a loss or something. So this trade is still developing, in the developing stage. So let's see in the next hour or two. I'll try to comment it, and if you want to check it in the next hour, see how the progression is going to go, and if it's going to be a potential to, okay, there's good potential for the entry to take the trade to the either short side or the long side, then I will try to comment it just before that happens. But of course, I cannot really predict that much, but I do think they will be in the next hour or two. So if you want to see that, just make sure you come into the comments, and I'll be typing on the comments section on this video when I publish it. So this is for the US dollar against Canada, and we're gonna jump in. What was the next one? I think it was the, oops, wrong one. Yeah, so with the last one is Euro against British pounds. Euro against British pounds. Right, found it. So let's do the daily time frame. So on the daily charts, we see that the price is breaking down. We have seen this yesterday and the day before, especially. We've seen that nice bearish candle. The price is coming down. It's completely ignored that monthly pivots, and it started to it came all the way down. So now it's a bit too far to target this monthly pivot. So let's drill down to the short time frame. We have this channel in play on the 4-hourly and 1-hourly charts. So we have this nice channel. The price is respecting it pretty well, but it's been tested quite a few times. There's a number of times already, more than 3. So we're gonna see what the price wants to do. Eventually, when that happens, after the already a number of tests, the price likes to break either up or down. But because we have the trend is on the downside, we want to be as traders say, the trend is your friend. So we're gonna keep it that way. Make sure we're not gonna fight with the trend, because when you do that, it does not normally end up pretty well. It does not gonna look good on your balance. So we're gonna keep it to the short side for now, unless price demonstrates much of a strength, that we're gonna switch it to other side. So for now, I want to see for the price to come up to, let's go to come up to these, the daily. We got this daily pivot pretty close to these highs, so around the 87.75 zone we got these kind of highs, and we also have this daily pivot here. So that should be a good area for the entry. Let's do 87.74. So that's 79. So it's not, they're not far away from each other, the daily pivot and these 1 hourly highs here. So that should be a good entry for that one. So I'll be targeting if it gives me, but it needs to push a bit more higher. So I would say about next hour or two as well, there's a couple of opportunities in here if it's gonna continue the way it does, because the candles, they don't look very strong. So it needs about next hour or two to made its way up to this daily pivot. If the price gonna decide to do that, then I will be getting to the short side at, let's call it 87.75 for simplicity, and we will be looking about 20 pips on this one too. 20 pips stop on that, and let's see about 25 pips. No, 20 pips will be good on that one. So we would be looking 20 pips stop as of the targets. Let's have a look at the targets. For the targets, we're gonna use the 4 hourly chart to target down to 87.10. So that's not that good. So if we go into 87.75, no, that will not be good risk reward on that. No, actually, we have these daily lows down here. We have this marginal low down here. I don't think this one's gonna act as much of a support here. I think the price is gonna manage to break this, but we have this a little support here. We got this high and we got this low here, but I do think that the price will manage to break those. So this one is a decent support at 86.55, around that area. So I will be targeting that 86.55. So if we take the trade at the number we said 87.75, 86.55 with a 20 pip stop. Let me just calculate. No, it's daily time frame. Yeah, the risk reward is gonna be good. 86.55 and 75. Yeah, risk reward is gonna be very good. More than 1 to 1.5 with a 20 pip stop. You can use the highest stop loss if you like, maybe 25 or 30, but make sure you keep in mind that the wider the stop, then that will affect your risk reward. So over the long period of time, for let's say like next 50 trades, that's better if you have a good risk reward, rather than maybe give it extra 10 or 20 pips, and you might win that trades and make money, but over the long run it might not work out. In the next 50 trades, it might not work out as good. So you need to keep in mind over the bigger picture, rather than just concentrate on this one trade or 2 trades or even the next 5 trades. It does not really matter if you take into consideration the next 50 or 100 trades. That's how I analyze my made money or not. So it might have 4 or 5 trades, losing trades in a row, but it doesn't really matter if my overall my 100 trades I'm gonna make money, even though if I had, like, let's say 80 losing trades and a 20 winning trades. If that 20 winning trades made me more money and it outperformed the 80 losing trades, then it doesn't really matter, because at the end you're net up. But then it's easier said than done, because psychologically it's not easy to handle that pressure, that losing trades, because we like to concentrate on the present moment, and we just feel that pain. So that's the reason why. So this was euro against British pounds. Actually, I'm going to type that one in the chat on here. I already got that, so but it doesn't look very clear. So I'm going to type that one in here. That will be clearer for you to check it out. So here's the Swiss franc, CHF, like the number of orders the currencies are followed. So USD against Canada, USDCAD, and lastly we got Euro against GBP or British pounds. So this was the 4 currencies analyzed. So I don't have any questions. So I'm making this daily Forex analysis Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. UK time. So if you want to join, it's 5 times a week at 8 a.m. UK time. If you're new to this channel, also make sure to subscribe. I'm making daily videos on the trading topic. I also make as daily Forex analysis as well as weekly Forex analysis and videos about the knowledge you need to be a better trader. Mainly it's about psychology or how to increase your profitability in the market. And also, if you join me on live daily Forex analysis, you can ask me questions. If you got any questions related to trading, as well as if you want me to analyze any currency pairs, you can just leave it in the chats when I'm live on next time. So next live Forex analysis is gonna be on Monday, 8 a.m. But I'm gonna be uploading videos tomorrow and as well as Sunday. So stay tuned on that, and I will see you guys in my next video.